Good morning, students. Today we'll start the new compound aldehydes and ketones. Aldehyde, ketones, and carboxylic acid. This is your third chapter of organic. So, what are aldehydes and ketones? Actually, aldehydes and ketones are called the first oxidation products of alcohol. When alcohol undergo oxidation, first it will produce aldehyde and ketones. On further oxidation, it will convert it to carboxylic acid. Suppose this is one of the alcohol. When you do oxidation, the alcohol is converted to aldehyde like this. Removal of hydrogen takes place, and on further oxidation, it will give the carboxylic acid like this. Similarly, if you consider secondary alcohol like this is secondary alcohol. When secondary alcohol undergo oxidation, first time it will produce ketone like this. These two hydrogen will be removed, and on further oxidation, again it will convert it to carboxylic acid like this, RCOH, and another carboxylic acid, HCOH. So this is primary alcohol. Primary alcohol gives aldehyde. This is secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol gives ketone. So that is why aldehydes and ketones, they are called the first oxidation product of alcohol. And both aldehyde and ketone contain CO group like this. This CO group is called carbonyl group, and since both the compound contain carbonyl group, that's why aldehyde and ketones are commonly called carbonyl compounds. And the structural difference between aldehyde and ketone is, in case of aldehyde, the carbonyl group contain hydrogen, and in case of ketone, carbonyl group contain both side carbon. That is why to become a ketone, minimum 3 carbon required. Carbonyl groups contain both side carbon, but in case of aldehyde, carbonyl group contain hydrogen, and that is why the functional group of aldehyde is written as CHO. And in case of ketone, you have to represent the functional group like this. So aldehydes and ketones are the first oxidation product of alcohol. Both aldehyde and ketone contain carbonyl group, that's why they are commonly called carbonyl compounds. And the structural difference between aldehyde and ketone is, in case of aldehyde, carbonyl group contain hydrogen, and in case of ketone, carbonyl group contain both side carbon. Now we will move to nomenclature. So first time I will give the nomenclature of some aldehydes. So some formula of aldehyde here. Here I will write the common name, then I will write the IPSC name. So this is the smallest aldehyde. Both sides it contain hydrogen. It is also written as like this, HCHO. Second aldehyde, this one, it contains 2 carbon, which also you can write as CH3CHO in condensed form. This is another aldehyde which contain 3 carbon. This is another aldehyde which contain 4 carbon. This is another aldehyde which also contain 4 carbon, like this. This is one of the aldehyde which contain double bond also, containing 2 functional group, double bond and aldehyde. This is one of the aldehyde which also contain 2 functional group, aldehyde and double bond. And this is one of the aromatic aldehyde when benzene contains CHO group. So now if you want to write the names of this aldehyde, these 2 compounds, the first 2 compounds, their common names are very important. Mostly common names are used for these 2 compounds. The first one is, it is called formaldehyde. Second one is called acetaldehyde. These are common name. This one 3 carbon, that's why it is called propionaldehyde. This is called butyraldehyde in common system, butyraldehyde. This is called isobutyraldehyde. isobutyraldehyde. This is one of the compound which contain double bond and aldehyde. Its name is crotonaldehyde, CROTO, crotonaldehyde, common name. And this is also one aldehyde which contain double bond also, and this is benzene ring, C6H5 matlab benzene ring is present. This is called cinnamaldehyde. Cinnamaldehyde. And this is the example of aromatic aldehyde which is called benzaldehyde. It is also called benzene carbaldehyde, like that. Now, to write the IUPAC name, first time you see the carbon, how many carbon present. Depending on the number of carbon, you have to write the IUPAC name. And for aldehyde, you have to apply the suffix L. So here one carbon, that means methane plus L, it will become methanal. Second one, 2 carbon, that's why it is ethanal. Third one, 3 carbon, that's why it is called propanal. This one is called butanal. This one, numbering should be like this, 1, 2, 3. Always you remember one thing, since aldehyde functional group contain carbon, functional group itself contain carbon, and that is why when you consider the chain, the CHO carbon must be number 1. Your chain may be long, may be short, but the carbon of aldehyde functional group must be number 1. So that is why this should be number 1, 1, 2, 3. I mean in chain you will get 3 carbon, and second position contain one branching methyl, that's why 2 methyl propanal. 2 methyl propanal. And this one, numbering should be from CHO 1, 2, 3, 4. Since there are 4 carbon, that's why but 2 in means double bond, 1L. Like this you have to write the name. But 2 in 1L. Second position contain double bond, that's why in. First position contain aldehyde, that's why 1L. This is 1, 2, 3. Since this one is ring, benzene ring, so when you consider open chain numbering, you cannot numbering in ring carbon. That's why numbering will be finished here, and this you have to consider as branching. And that is why the benzene ring is called phenyl, 3-phenyl. 3 carbon means prop, 2 in 1L, like this. And this compound is called benzaldehyde. Benzaldehyde, both in IUPAC and common, you can write benzaldehyde. You can write benzene carbaldehyde also, IUPAC name, or you can write benzaldehyde. So like this way you have to write the IUPAC naming of aldehydes. Now we will move to ketone. How to write the name of ketone. So I will take some example. First time I will write some formula. CH3, COCH3, minimum 3 carbon should be present in ketone because carbonyl group contain both sides carbon. So these are some example of ketone. This is one ketone. This is another one. This is one ketone which contain both side benzene ring. This is one ketone. One benzene ring is present, another side alkyl group, methyl group. Pause it.